the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, I'm Ernie Johnson, and trick-or-treating door-to-door with me tonight are Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's very
Trick or treat, give me something good to eat.
Tonight we'll be watching the Los Angeles Clippers playing against the Sacramento Kings. Well, for Sacramento, after splitting their first two games of the season, tonight's game gives them a chance to get their record over the 500 mark and maybe get a little momentum on their side. And the ghouls and goblins are out as we're hosting here on Halloween night. Oh, that is very scary, Shaq. I see you decided not to dress for the occasion.
Well, when you're 7 feet and as sexy as I am, you don't need a costume. Plus, I took my kids trick-or-treating before I came here. Ernie, father duties.
Wow. I just remember the worst trick that I ever got in the bag.
Trick in the
on
bag?
Trick or treat. Yeah, it was the worst.
Trick in the bag.
The worst trick in the bag I've ever got. I opened up the candy thinking it was going to be filled with all kinds of great things. I opened it up and worms were inside.
Oh, that's horrible. That's a
awesome.
horrible story.
That's awesome.
That's a
Did you eat
terrible
them?
story.
It was horrible.
It's a very sad story.
It was hard. It was a trick in the bag.
What was your best costume?
My best costume probably when I was an adult. I came, me and my wife, Run DMC.
Oh.
I was Run. No, I was DMC. She was Run.
Yeah. How about you, Shaq? You never dress up for...
He's dressed for Halloween right now.
I'll give you a hint, Ernie. Oh,
What's that?
Chewbacca.
Oh. I didn't know that was Chewbacca's sound.
Oh.
I'm going trick-or-treating again this year as Ryan Gosling.
Oh.
Nice.
That'll do it for now. Thanks for tuning in. I don't need a costume.
You mean Ryan Giesling?
Welcome, everyone. We have a very special treat for you here. No trick, it's the NBA on Halloween. It's a special October 31st matchup. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. A contest in the West. We'll see if the Los Angeles Clippers can deliver the goods here at home. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Kings. That one was played in Sacramento.
Yeah, they were in a funk from the field in that game. Credit the defense, though, because even when they got open looks, no rhythm to knock them down.
Hey, guys. Hey, every team has a night like that on occasion. It happens. Hey, we call them gong games. You just want to hit the gong, forget about them, and move on.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for Sacramento, they've got Bellinelli, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Fox, and it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3 slot. Kings on D. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And you guys know how much I love aggressive defense, but in that game, they were just a bit over the top, and it wound up getting them in foul trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was not just aggressive, it was reckless. I mean, they approached it more like bumper cars in a game of basketball.
Leonard, no luck.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. But it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
Shoots from the right block. Some solid defense from Ibaka.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Jordan. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Dallas.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backcourt.
And back to Cousins last year. He was the first Sacramento King to appear in an All-Star game, which is hard to believe in over a decade. That is a long stretch, a long drought.
I'll tell you what, no question he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting here early in his career. But I tell you what, you surround him with some sick talent, and you can see rings in this young man's future.
You know, when you look at DeMarcus Cousins, he's clearly one of the more talented and also one of the most emotional players in the game. He's also one of the most teed up.
And he can't get the first one. Yeah, talking about Cousins' top 5 in technical fouls in each of his first 5 seasons. Among other things, that's given away a ton of free points, guys, to the opposition.
Yeah, DeMarcus is working hard to control that temper, and he knows it's important for the team. But it's hard to plug a volcano.
Now here's Bledsoe. Ibaka with the screen on Fox. In the corner, George with it. Misses off the left iron.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And now the fast break. George with the ball. And good on the basket. Book it. Leonard's got his second bucket tonight.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Outside Jordan. He dishes it to Bledsoe. Jordan the screen from deep. George. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. George has got himself on the board with 3 there. The Kings trail by 5. Kicks to Bellinelli. Cousins against Jordan. Now here's Cousins. Guarded closely. 4 on the clock. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Leonard against Kid Gilchrist. Puts up a 3. Cousins pulls it in.
There's some good defense for you. I mean, for somebody who's as good at shooting the 3 as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against it. That was well done.
I like that. They obviously put the right guy on him.
Now Leonard. Following the miss by DeMarcus Cousins from deep.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Fox against Bledsoe. Bellinelli for 3. The shot will not go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
You just have to admire the versatility they were able to display offensively.
Scoring came from every direction, all over the place. I mean, if one approach didn't work for them, they found another one that did.
The shot by George, no good. The Kings trail by 5. Pass to Bellinelli. Feeds to Cousins. Kid Gilchrist against George. And Jordan sends it back. Inside, here's Bledsoe. Oh!
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Here's Thompson. The Clippers getting the bucket. Here's Fox. 20 points for him last game against the Lakers.
Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
The Kings trail by 9. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And Cousins kicks to Kid Gilchrist. There's a good screen. Kings moving the ball around. Here's Fox. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Clippers leading by 9. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Doc Rivers. We talked about the impact players on these two teams, the ones who can take over a game single-handedly. And he told me that Michael Kidd-Gilchrist may already be in that category. He said he's a guy we've got to account for. He's just so relentless. If you're not ready to match his intensity level, he'll make you look bad. And Kevin, he said if they can limit his impact on the game, that will certainly help.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Timeout is called. First of the game for Sacramento.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
The Kings trail by 9. Here's Fox. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Thinking about Doc Rivers being a leader, he was like that on the floor, Clark, as well. You know that. You went against him.
A leader and a winner, no doubt about it. And there have been a lot of coaches that came from his old Celtics team. And of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned. Leader and coach on the floor.
Now here's Bledsoe. He has 6. Here's George. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. George has got 5.
They haven't been able to stifle him defensively here.
No, to the contrary. They haven't provided much resistance at all. And in this game, you've got to play both ends of the floor.
Here is Caspi. 9-point game his last outing. Back to Cousins. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Tell you what, guys, it was a bit of a mixed bag for Eric Bledsoe last season. Average career highs in rebounds and assists. Those were the good parts. But for some reason, the field goal and three-point percentages dropped 30-plus points.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shot.
And he makes the first. And talking about Eric Bledsoe, he took on a lot more responsibility last season, Greg, especially after the trades in Phoenix. He became the main focal point of their offense.
And you know what? It was his first year of kind of being the man. Signed the big contract coming into the season, and now there's a responsibility that goes with being the go-to guy. Eric has the talent to shine, though, in that role. And, you know, for so long, the NBA has had 12-minute quarters. In last year's preseason, they began experimenting with the 10-minute quarters. Players seem to like it, but it would be a huge change philosophically in terms of how the game is played.
Now Collison, after the missed 3 from Reggie Jackson, and Cannon gets it to go.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Picked by Bargnani. Left side Jackson. Here's the 3. Rebound by Caspi. And Clark with the 10-minute quarters. The players felt like they were fresher during the game. Still, removing 8 minutes from an NBA game does have huge consequences.
Well, we must remember it's being experimented with right now. So keep that in mind. They also talked about shortening the preseason and doing other things to keep players fresher during the year. I like the thought process.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Clippers?
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
He's good on the second.
Sacramento didn't have a free-flowing offense, and they wanted to get up and down, and it showed in their play transitioning from stagnant to free-flowing.
Now, here is Smith. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Dallas. They set the pick. Here's Batum. Los Angeles with another miss.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one. of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
Sacramento, a team that is likely to put it on the floor to attack. We saw that last year. You have no problem creating with player movement versus ball movement, which is something which is a nice way to kind of begin the transition.
It is, and Kevin, they were dead last in the league in terms of catch-and-shoot field goal attempts. Also near the bottom in catch-and-shoot field goal percentage, so they might have been justified in that.
Guys, Bargnani was compared to several other international players when he came out. Some said he was Nowitzki. Others thought he might be more like Yao Ming in terms of impact. Ming was the only other player taken 1 overall who had never played high school or college hoops.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And going back to international comparisons, Bargnani was keeping some pace with Nowitzki over his first 5 years, but that's when the injury bug laid into him, and that's not been the case.
You know, and Bargnani was really starting to play great on the offensive end, and defensively, he started to make an impact, but Nowitzki, on the other hand, just kept rising all the way to that true Hall of Fame status. Bargnani still searching.
Here's Cannon. Outside Collison. 5 to shoot. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Cannon can't hit.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
Leonard with the ball. Out defended by Cauley-Stein. And it's Smith missing. The Kings trail by 6. Out left to the wing. Now Casper. Pass to Cannon. The feed to Casper. Sacramento moving it around. 3-pointer. Rebound by the Clippers. Jackson with it. Boy, was he something else against Dallas. That's good.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
Collison, the pass to Caspi. Dishes it to Cauley-Stein. The shot is off, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. Here's Smith. Rebound by Caspi.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Collison with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. Caspi dishes to Cauley-Stein. Shot from the low block. Here's Koufos, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. A free throw drops for Koufos.
And Costa Koufos, an excellent rotation center. I mean, he gets after it on the inside. He'll give you some rebounds, can block some shots. He's made himself into a factor.
And Koufos not really a shooter, Clark. He does his damage around the rim.
Yeah, he really does. The former Buckeye is a great screen setter. He attacks the offensive glass, plays within himself. He knows his role, and he does it well.
We've got 1:08 left to play in the first. No good from Bargnani.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
Cannon kicks to Cauley-Stein. The jump hook. Rebound by the Clippers. Leonard's got his third rebound on the night. Jackson, that's good. Jackson's got his first 2 points of the night.
And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
Jackson against Collison. Here is Caspi. His three-pointers off the mark. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. A shot by Batum, no good. The Kings trail by 7. Outside Collison. Now the dish to Koufos. Puts up the baby hook. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. There's the foul against the Clippers. The Kings have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early. 2 shots. He's off on the first. And he sinks the second. And so here are the Clippers. 6-point lead. Jackson passes to Leonard. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. 9 points for Leonard.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
And that does it for the first quarter. Clippers lead by 8. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And a chance to hear from DeAndre Jordan, who talks about the inspiration he drew from head coach Doc Rivers. A strong case can be made that Jordan played like the Defensive Player of the Year, Clark, this past season. And the fact that he didn't win it, looks like it'll keep him motivated.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I love the passion he plays with defensively. It seems like a burning fire in him, and Doc has stoked that fire with desire and inspiration. You've got to love how the passion to play defense burns in DeAndre.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
Excellent hustle, and you know the coach has to be pleased with that effort at the defensive end.
Baca is out there with Jordan. And it's Smith, then it's Paul George, and it's Bledsoe in at the 1 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. That free throw, no good. Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
And he's good on the second.
For my man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
And Fox gets it to go.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Bledsoe. Ibaka dishes to George. Bangs home the trifecta. George has got 4 points this quarter.
And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way toward getting him to that next level.
No good from Cousins. Clippers leading by 10. Jordan sets the pick for George off the screen. And that one comes up a bit short.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Clippers shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Fox kicks to Thompson. Passes to Fox. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Now here's Bledsoe. 6 points for him. Ibaka outside. Clock at 6. And it's Bledsoe off the drive and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And the thing about Eric Bledsoe, he's an absolutely terrific athlete. Insane athletic ability, his speed with the ball, especially Greg in the open court. Remarkable.
Yeah, and when he gets a full head of steam, look out. He goes beast mode, if you will, on the basketball floor. He really, truly is like a running back in the open field.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe.
Talking about Bledsoe, one area where he has to improve his turnovers. He averaged over 3.5 turnovers a game. You can't be a championship point guard if you're not squeezing the orange.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And thinking a little bit more about Eric Bledsoe, yes, he could be more efficient, but his combination of points, assists, and rebounds per game is outstanding. If he focuses in and listens to his coaches, we could be talking about him in the upper echelon of point guard.
Cousins, no good. Los Angeles leading by 11. Bledsoe right side. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. Not to the surprise of anyone, really, but the Clippers last year were strong at home once again. They managed to go 30-11 at Staples Center.
Yeah, and Kevin, that makes 3 straight seasons for the Clippers of 30 or more wins at home.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Fox passes to Bellinelli. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Thompson dishes to Cousins. And stolen by Jordan. Smith wide open. He fires. Offensive rebound. And Bledsoe, here we go. It's deflected. Poked away. Stolen by George. Shot from 12. That doesn't go either for Bledsoe.
You know, the big thing for the Clippers is that they won some big games in Staples over tough opponents. I mean, also won 6 of their last 7 to secure the 3 seed in the West.
Bledsoe against Fox. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Thompson. Sacramento again missing. Stolen by Thompson. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from DeMarcus Cousins.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish. And one issue with the Clippers at home is that it didn't feel like they were at home. Blake Griffin said home court advantage is just not there for us. And this is on the heels of a loss where the crowd was cheering for the other team louder than the Clippers at times.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now, here's Cousins. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
Yeah, but Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. I mean, he was aggressive to attack the D, not settling, and really did a good job of cashing in on those free throws.
Here's Cousins. He's got 7. Shoots a fader. That's a bucket. His 3rd of the game. He shot the ball 7 times. Los Angeles leading by 9. Outside, George. Bledsoe outside. Back to George. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 4 assists now tonight.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
The screen from Thompson. And Bellinelli kicks to Cousins. And stolen by Jordan. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. That's a 2 from Smith. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
Fox passes to Bellinelli. Cousins with a screen on George. Bellinelli dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Sacramento moving it around. 5 to shoot. The screen from Thompson. Fox kicks to Bellinelli. Stolen by George. And now in transition is Bledsoe. Here we go.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
The Kings trail by 15. Here's Fox, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. The Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and it seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
First one falls for him.
And, you know, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired, but the effect it had on the team was easy to see. Kings really tailspinned out of control afterwards.
Fox hits them both.
You know, the Kings, I think, will look back and realize they made a dubious decision the way they handled that coaching change. I mean, lucky for them, they were able to right things, so to speak, by landing George Karl later on. Clearly one of the better coaches in NBA history.
George, no good. The Kings trail by 13. Up the floor. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off. And, you know, guys, Marco Bellinelli really hit his stride 2 seasons ago. He was way up across the board as a shooter and assist man. Even his rebounding had improved over his career averages. But then last year, he took a bit of a step back.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Bellinelli. Talking about Bellinelli, he won the NBA three-point shootout back in 2014. Looked like he'd perfected his stroke. That gave him, Greg, confidence in every other part of his game.
And talent is one thing, but confidence truly does trump almost everything else. And he just didn't seem to have it last season. But he has that craftiness and high-level skill set to really bounce back this year and prove that he's the real deal. And I think it's fair to say last season was a bit of a transition year for the Kings. I mean, after firing Malone and the injuries to their stars, they just tried to build for the future, realizing that was going to be in their best interest.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Clippers. And a change for the Kings. Darren Collison, he's checked in for Bellinelli. The Kings trail by 11. And the Kings last year were able to get George Karl to lead the team. A good hire for them. This team did decent under him back in the last half of the season.
Yeah, they still got a lot of work to do, but he can certainly make it happen for him. One of the outstanding coaches in our league. The Kings actually were in it for a while last year, but then had a mini rebuild mid-season.
out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. With the break in the action, here is the 2K leaderboard to show us the league's best shooting teams last season. The Clippers in second.
Hard to shoot the ball any better than they did. I mean, they weren't the best in the league, but, man, they were right there.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Screen by Ibaka. Outside, George. Shot clock at 6. The 3. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. So, for the Clippers, Bargnani comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Batum in for Serge Ibaka. A big group substitution here for Sacramento. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Cousins. Koufos comes in for Tristan Thompson. Caspi, he's checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Fox. Here's Cannon, defended by George. Now Casper. He feeds it to Cauley Stein. Cannon dishes to Koufos. And the lead is down inside single digits. Koufos has got his 2nd basket of the night.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Leonard sets a screen for George. Down low. And Batum kicks to Leonard. And that is good. Leonard's got 11 points.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Now here's Collison. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Stolen by Jackson. And here comes Jackson, leading the fast break. Right side, Batum. It's hauled in by the Kings.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be, he's not making that one. When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
George passes to Jackson. Leonard kicks to Batum. On the wing, George. Step back shot. Great D that time from Collison.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Kings have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
You know, Kevin, they would love to post a similar percentage again this season. I mean, I think that's safe to say they'd love to shoot free throws as well as they did a year ago.
And that one falls for Cannon.
Hitting your free throws is a good way to get back into it. It stops the clock and extends the game. I mean, you want to take advantage of that situation. And they're shooting much better from the line here in the 2nd quarter. So far, they haven't missed one.
To the middle, here's Cauley Stein. Can't hit from in close.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off. And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
The Kings trail by 12. And here's Collison. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here is Caspi, defended by Batum. 5 to shoot from the arc. No good from Caspi. Clippers leading by 12. Jackson kicks to George. Baseline jumper. George missing again. Sacramento's gone 0-2 from deep here in the 2nd. Here is Caspi, defended by Batum. The drive by Collison. Great D that time from Leonard.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
George double teamed. Batum dishes to Bargnani. Off target on the 15-footer. The Kings trail by 12. To the left side wing. Caspi for three. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got 3 assists in the game. LA has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Los Angeles calls timeout.
Man, you talk about a guy that's bounced around the league since he's been in it. Darren Collison. I mean, he's played on 5 different teams in his first 6 seasons and has been a contributor and an impact player on all of them.
Picked by Bargnani. Here's Leonard. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Caspi's got 4 rebounds in this game. The pass to Koufos. Shoots from the right block. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Bargnani sets the screen for George. It's Jackson with the drive. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Jackson's got his 2nd bucket.
They're spraying them home from mid-range today, guys.
Finding the gaps in the defense and really just slicing and dicing them right now.
Here's Cannon. Here is Caspi. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Deep 2 from Collison. Here's Cauley Stein. The shot is off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Outside Jackson. Inside. Here's Bargnani. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Bargnani's got 5 now.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Cannon from long range. That'll do it for the first half. Clippers ahead. They lead by 13. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
DeMarcus, you guys seem to have a lot of opportunities to score, but have not been able to capitalize as much as usual. Is this something that you've talked to the team about?
That's something I've been preaching on. They're giving us a lot of opportunities, and we got to do something with it. So hopefully we can keep them missing shots and we can get something out of it.
Hopefully they're listening to your sermon, DeMarcus. Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They have a 13-point lead. And let's go to Shaq. What did you think of their first half? And over to Kenny now. Your take on the Kings.
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.